Alright, on the left, in the orange, we have M0h1nder up against Stargen in the reds. That's player 2. So, this is a fairly classic Wargroove matchup. We've definitely seen a lot from these two players in the past. And they're coming back for Wargroove too. I feel like Stargen never left, but I think M0h1nder did take a little bit of a break from playing. So, always good to see old names back in action. And, you know, they're playing on TYM. We're going to see how they do. Not seeing anything too fancy. They're both going for like the same openings. They're both going for this lumber mill yoink, which is really the way you should play it. It is the way like you're able to get that early economy. And you have to sacrifice capturing one village early, but that's fine. Getting the lumber mill is far more important. And the real question is, what are they going to do now? Stargen's going to run back and heal. Yeah, good option. Moves the sword into the forest, also another good play. There are a few options you can go for. You can attack this village. You can position to threaten your opponent's sword. And you can heal off the lumber mill. It's also another option. So, already seeing a bit of variance. And I think what we're going to see here is Stargen's going to go for a sword crit on this village. Move the commander down. Yeah, moves to the left actually. I was expecting from the above, but left's actually a better position overall. And yeah, nice nice yoink. And oh, actually gonna try and knock down this gate. Wants to be aggressive with their own air units. And M0h1nder, yeah, gonna take advantage of the fact that they healed off the lumber mill. It allows them to be aggressive onto this village. And onto this sword. This sword has nowhere to go now. And I think Tenri with the backup of this sword over here will be able to kill that sword. What's Stargen gonna do? Runs the sword away. Actually, by running onto the road, Tenri can now one-shot it. Seeing Ryota. They'll not quite knock this village down, but get it low, so basically anything can knock it down. I think even a dog at this point. There's a sword nearby, so goes for the follow-up, takes the village down. And Ryota already up on the way to tier 2. Very speedy groove charge right there. Who's saying, yep, sword comes in for the capture, and yeah, these are on the road, so commander will one-shot. I'm just noticing there's a golem buy on the side of Stargen, which I think is a very smart play. You're up against Tenri, and Tenri's ability to just yoink one unit and pretty much kill it under all circumstances is like really strong. Golem's more durable, gonna be able to survive a bit better from a yoink, gonna be able to do a big counter attack against any units to hit it on the yoink. And it's just gonna serve as a nice blocker. And ooh, we see aggressive dogs coming out here. It's gonna try and weaken this army a little bit. It's a follow-up dog crit. That will kill. Dog crit always kills swords, so well, when they're both full health anyway on planes, so it's actually worth just not attacking with the first dog if you're ever in that kind of position. Of course, they attacked with like a separate dog, but in this case, like if you're able to just hit it full health, like it's worth just using one dog to position the other dog to actually do the one shot. Well, it's like little efficiencies that you see players go for. Okay, we're gonna see sword crit come in. Takes advantage of that positioning. And yeah, dogs to finish off. And yep, gonna knock this dog back as well. I think that gives Tenri groove. Or I guess close. Actually, wow. I would have thought it would, but no, that's 83%. He's a long way from having groove. And we're gonna see what is she at now. 87. Okay, yeah, she's got another turn of combat really to get groove. Maybe even 2 turns. Just depends how much aggressive they're going. And Stargen's just going very aggressive, you know, attacking on these dogs. take advantage of the situation. And ooh, goes for the hit on Tenri. Golem, one of the few units that can go toe-to-toe with the commander, so... yeah, just wants to bully her back for the moment. And wow! Seeing on the other side, going toe-to-toe with the golem with their own commander. And ooh, gets the mage heal. That's pretty good actually. Going to make sure that they don't die to any shenanigans. And honestly, it just gives you a bunch of tempo. Like, you just don't want to be put in a position where your opponent can start weakening your commander and you have to back up. If you attack on full health and then end on 99%, so effectively full health, then yeah, you're in a good spot. And yeah, this army positioning from M0h1nder is just like, I don't want to let you use Ryota Groove, so I'm just not going to let you. Okay, Golem doesn't knock it down. Yeah, it is a bit weak, so... that's actually a lot of money. It's not a lot of health, so that is the reason why you would go for that kind of play, but that is a lot of money to spend on something like that. And oh wow, this golem not in a good position. Gonna eat another commander hit, and yeah, you know, that's a crit condition, but like 8% health with crit is not much damage. And M0h1nder, yeah, that golem's gonna have to back up. And what you really want to do is you want to calculate a nice heal on that. There's no mages, so probably going to have to heal off a village or something instead. Like, if you do your buys first, or are able to do your buys first, and you have like a little bit of gold left over, you can get a golem to like 20% health, something like that. Ooh. Here we go, Tenri Groove. Going to yoink the Harpy. And yeah, that is an annoying unit to have to deal with. It was walling as well, so yeah, it's a good yoink. And oh yeah, follow up night crit. Golem's on planes too, so it's gonna really hurt. But also, actually, does quite a fair chunk of damage back to the knight. What are you at? 18%. Oh, that's like the perfect percentage to be, or near perfect percentage to be. Oh, but there's a gap. We're just gonna take advantage of that. There's a whole bunch of damage in, and didn't actually kill the golem, I don't think. Let's see. 8%. Okay, so... oh! Yeah, it didn't, because it didn't actually dash through it. But it did get the slow, so that is also very important. That golem's going to have a much bigger time trying to run away. Yeah, dogs hitting dogs on planes. It's a good fight. And yeah, of course, tier 2 groove from Ryota does apply a slow to anything it goes through, or I guess anything nearby it goes through. Seemingly a little bit random there. I don't know why this golem got slowed, but this sword didn't, even though he dashed through that sword. Unless I'm mistaking where these arrows are for. I'm gonna have to look at this in a moment. Oh, the arrows are above the people, so apparently the village has been slowed. That's what I'm seeing here. That's a very strange UI decision, but oh well. Right, dogs run away. Actually, that mage heal is perfect. Getting a heal on both a golem, on 2 golems, is very gold cost effective. And you're gonna have this golem that's on, you know, 30% health that's able to just bulldoze anything that's in its path. So M0h's doing a pretty good job. It's a bit scrappy up here, but you know, they're making it work. And yeah, Tenri's just gonna be able to continually pick off these weak units that are up here. And I mean, this is ideal for Tenri. You know, you want to build up more groove, you want to be able to get a unit pick at some point. This is a really good mover. So you see, you move the dog in first, and then you use the other dog to attack, because you know the follow-up's going to one-shot. There's no point in using this dog for combat. So, yeah, some nice efficiency there from M0h1nder. And we're just going to see more and more golem fights. But the golems aren't going to hit each other. They're going to hit everything else. Alright. Nice pick off here. Mage for Harpy. Good gold trades. It can be a bad sign in terms of like, unit build trades. Because you're trading like potentially one of your 2 barracks builds for like if your opponent built like 2 swords and a Harpy, then you're trading like overall unit count for gold efficiency, but I don't think it's that big a deal in this circumstance. I think just getting the pick off on the more expensive unit is far more important. Okay, we're going to see sword crit. I think this is going to be calced. Yeah, 50%. That's kind of around where you want the enemy golem to be. It breaks down the gate using their own golem. And their air units can start being a factor here. But M0h1nder just gonna keep putting pressure on, gonna knock down this village. I do believe this village, yeah, has been knocked down on the other side, so M0h1nder's just really wanting to get back to an even footing economy-wise. And actually, this village... Oh, no, this village is M0h1nder's, but this one is Stargen's. Okay. So they are back on even footing, but it is a different village that's been taken on both sides. Alright. And yeah, they're just being very scrappy. They're just continually trading units. Nobody's really gaining ground yet. Very even economy wise. Just constant, like every turn someone's losing a bunch of units. And we're just gonna keep seeing more of this. And, you know, knocks this village down. Stargen really wants to keep an economic lead, so we're just gonna keep playing like that. And yeah, we see them go for that capture. And I think it really is just gonna come down to who can break the other person's economy first. Because neither of them are gonna be able to take each other's barracks. And we see a dragon come out. Okay, that's a good buy. You've got all that money from the lumber mill that turn, so yeah, that's what you're going to spend that on. And we're seeing, ooh, M0h1nder's just like hunkering down. Really, I think that dragon is pretty scary. I think this positioning of the army here threatens the stronghold, starts to put subtle pressure. Maybe not so subtle, but put some pressure on the strongholds. Army can now swing down. And this army up here is like a bit scared actually, so. What are we gonna see? Stargen, yeah, takes this village back. Gonna knock down this village as well. Just putting a lot of economic pressure on. And I think this is actually on a road. No, it's not. It just has roads leading up to it, so gonna eat a little bit of damage on the dragon, but that's fine. Because there is a mage next to it that can heal it if needs be, so gonna knock down that lumber mill. No big turn of income going to be available for M0h1nder, so. And yeah, I think they just realized they're a bit too far behind. Stargen had quite the lead on kills, so yeah, not looking the best for M0h1nder there. And Stargen, really nice game. Good use of Ryota, and very good use of their commander, just being able to just constantly bully. Goes up against a golem and just says, you know what, I have a mage behind my commander, I'm gonna go first with who gets to hit first. And I'm just gonna push you back and push you back and push you back. And I think in this kind of position, you want an archer. You really do want an archer. You want some heavy units in front, and you want an archer to be able to like fortify the position and push your opponent back. You're gonna go for those kind of trades, those fights where you're trading a lot, and you really want units that are very efficient in that regard. But I guess, you know, Ryota also has the ability to just dash in. Created one, the moment a hole was created here, dashed down, dashed across, and then dashed up, did a whole bunch of damage, and then was able to build up to get another groove as well. And I think Tenri definitely can be a very strong commander. We've seen Tenri kills that have been very impressive. And Tenri tier 2 has like a lot of potential. But on a map like this, against a commander like Ryota, who can just constantly take advantage of the grind and of the advantage of like having a lot of groove charging, and could also move to safety while doing damage. I think that's just like too weak a matchup for Tenri. I think Tenri's just a little bit too slow for a map like Pearlescent. So yeah, that is how it goes. So well played to Stargen to take the game.